Okay, so today I'm going to be reviewing another Hayao Miyazaki movie, Lupin the Third and the Castle of Cagliostro. And I have to say that I feel this is one of Miyazaki's more underrated works, and I think it is a pretty quality picture, and I'll get into why now. Starting with the voice acting, which doesn't really have much to do with with Hayao Miyazaki because he doesn't. I don't believe he controls the English dub, and I watched the English dub, so this is my thoughts on the English dub. I thought it was pretty good throughout the movie, but it could be spotty at times. There are a lot of times where the voices seem to really fit the characters, and they were given good performances. But then there are some times where you could tell it was a guy just reading a script. Sometimes things, and sometimes the delivery was just weird. Like it doesn't really the voice they're given doesn't really seem to fit the character they're playing. Other than that, though, like I said, it's pretty good throughout. But just know this is a bit of an older dub on some of these, so be warned, it can be spotty. As for the animation, it's from the 80s, so it has a few rough spots now, but honestly, it was gorgeous on during a lot of the movie. Just some of the shots, I were really surprised with how good, and some of the action scenes were just really, really gorgeous. But like I said, it could be a little rough sometimes, and sometimes it repeats animation a little too much, but it's a Miyazaki movie, so a lot of the animations like lifelike, and they do steps and different things. They don't just go from point A to point B. They might go from point A, point B, fall down a bit here, and then go back up to point B. So there's a lot of action involved in the animation, and it holds up pretty well. As for the music and sound, this movie, like a lot of Hayao Miyazaki movies, has a good, unique sounds, and the music is really good throughout the movie. It fits most of the scenes it's in, and like I said, the sounds for each different thing. I've noticed he reuses some sounds in some of his movies, which kind of disappoints me a little bit, but they do fit each of the different things. The character designs are Lupin the Third character designs, so they're good, but they're also done with a Miyazaki flair. As for the story, speaking of a mix between Lupin the Third and Hayao Miyazaki, this movie is literally a rescue the princess from a tower story done with a Lupin the Third and Hayao Miyazaki combination twist. And in that way, you have the Lupin the Third character and everything that's involved with that in this story. So it's not your typical princess in a tower, but it is a rescued princess from a tower story, just done with the Lupin the Third characters and their antics, as well as Miyazaki's animation flair and the way he animates villains, the different tech and everything involved with it is definitely a Miyazaki movie. So it's a good mix of the two. The romance is good, if a tad rushed, but it's not really the main focus of the movie, and it does give a few good comic moments as well as some nice emotional moments. The characters are good. I do like the Lupin the Third characters, even if in this movie they're behaving a bit differently. Lupin is great in this movie. The princess is actually a pretty good character, and she's not useless. She does help Lupin a lot. She saves his life a lot, and she'll just jump off the building and take the villain with her if that's what it takes. She's not a damsel, as much a damsel in distress as some other characters. The villain is good in this movie, but he is a tad generic in the sense of things you'd think he would do. He probably does here and there in the way he acts, but that doesn't mean that's a bad villain. It's just not. You know how this villain is going to function most of the time. And overall, I say this is one of Hayao Miyazaki's better works, and one of his more underrated works, if I would say so, like I've said before. And I had watched this before. I couldn't really remember as much, but on a second viewing, I really, really like this movie even more now. It is very good, and I recommend it to you whether you are a fan of Lupin the Third or not. I don't believe Lupin the Third is required viewing for this. And other than that, later.